Israel versus Lebanon, is this the start of World War III? The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, with potential involvement from Lebanon and Iran, has stirred deep concerns about the escalation of violence in the region. As rockets fly and military operations intensify, many are wondering if this is a sign of the end times, particularly from a biblical perspective. Let's break down the situation and explore what the Bible might say about such events. Current conflict: Israel, Hamas, and Lebanon. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has been ongoing for years, with sporadic outbreaks of violence. Hamas, a Palestinian militant group controlling Gaza, has launched attacks on Israel, while Israel responds with military operations to defend its citizens. In recent months, tensions have increased, with rockets fired into Israel and counterattacks on Gaza. Lebanon, home to Hezbollah, another militant group, has also become a point of concern. Hezbollah has fired rockets into Israel, and Israel has retaliated. This multi-front conflict threatens to draw Lebanon deeper into the fighting, further destabilizing the region. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon has escalated significantly. Since Hezbollah began shelling northern Israel after the October 2023 Hamas attacks, the situation has worsened, with Israel launching a ground operation in southern Lebanon. The conflict has already claimed hundreds of lives, including many Hezbollah fighters and civilians, and the fighting shows no signs of easing. Israel is preparing for a prolonged conflict, including more ground operations, and Hezbollah continues its attacks, threatening further destabilization. The situation risks drawing in additional players like Iran, which backs Hezbollah. This evolving conflict has created significant regional tensions, raising concerns of a broader war in the Middle East. Israel aims to neutralize Hezbollah's ability to launch attacks from Lebanon, but Lebanon's difficult terrain and Hezbollah's entrenched position make the fight challenging. The U.S. continues to support Israel, though international calls for de-escalation persist. If the situation continues, it may widen further, with potential implications for global security. The potential role of Iran. Iran, a key supporter of both Hamas and Hezbollah, has long been a looming force in Middle Eastern geopolitics. Iran's support for these groups could potentially widen the conflict. If Iran were to enter the war directly, it would escalate the violence significantly. Such a scenario could involve not only conventional warfare but also the risk of larger international involvement, given Iran's nuclear ambitions and the tensions with Israel and the West. Is this a sign of the end times? For many Christians, the intensifying conflict raises questions about whether we are nearing the end times as described in the Bible. While it's important not to jump to conclusions, there are some key biblical prophecies and verses that many believe speak to events that could be happening today. In Matthew 24:6-7, Jesus says, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places." This passage indicates that wars and global conflicts are part of the birth pains leading up to the end times, but they are not necessarily the end itself. Ezekiel 38-39 speaks of a great war involving Israel in the last days, often referred to as the Battle of Gog and Magog. Some scholars see potential parallels between this prophecy and modern conflicts involving Israel and its neighbors, though interpretations vary. The key takeaway from this prophecy is that a massive battle against Israel is foretold, involving many nations. Iran's increasing involvement and hostility toward Israel could be seen as aligning with this prophecy. Should we be concerned? While these conflicts may seem to echo biblical prophecies, Jesus also cautioned in Matthew 24:36, "But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." We are not meant to know the exact timing of the end. Instead of fear, Christians are encouraged to stay spiritually vigilant and trust in God's ultimate plan. While the current situation in Israel is serious and concerning, it's crucial to remember that the Bible encourages believers not to live in fear of what is to come. Instead, we are to stay prepared, remain faithful, and trust in God's sovereignty. Whether these events are leading directly to the end times or are simply part of ongoing global conflict, Christians are called to remain hopeful and steadfast in their faith. Conclusion? The conflict between Israel, Hamas, Lebanon, and the potential involvement of Iran is deeply unsettling and tragic, with widespread suffering. From a biblical perspective, while wars and rumors of wars are part of the signs Jesus spoke of, they do not necessarily mean the end is imminent. As believers, we are encouraged to watch, pray, and remain hopeful, trusting that God's plan for humanity will unfold in His time.